In an old and beautiful village lived two siblings, Jack and his little sister, Sophi. They both loved adventures and dreamed of exploring magical places together. But Sophia was often a little scared, while Jack always stayed brave. Near their village stood a mysterious forest known as the Shadow Jungle. The villagers feared the jungle because strange things happened there. They said an ancient tower stood deep inside the forest, and every full moon night, a glowing blue light appeared at its top. One stormy night, a strange blue light entered Sophie's room. Sophia slowly opened her eyes and saw a glowing owl near her window. A golden letter was tied to the owl's foot. Sophia quickly woke Jack up. Jack carefully opened the mysterious letter. A small paperclip fell to the floor, unwatched, and written inside was a terrifying warning. The moon crystal is in danger. And at the end of the map was the same mysterious tower. Jack's eyes sparkled with excitement. But Sophia looked worried. What if the jungle is truly dangerous? She asked. Jack smiled confidently. Then we'll face it together. The next morning, the two secretly left home. As they entered the jungle, the air became cool. Sometimes leaves rustled in the darkness, and sometimes it felt like someone was watching them. Suddenly, a giant black wolf appeared before them. Sophia stepped back in fear. But the wolf didn't attack. A silver chain hung around its neck and began walking deeper into the jungle. Jack looked at Sophie and whispered, "I think it wants to guide us." So the two followed the mysterious wolf. After a while, they reached an old broken bridge. The bridge looked weak and unstable. Jack carefully took the first step. Slowly, Sophia. The bridge shook violently, but suddenly, a part of the bridge broke apart. Sophia lost her balance and began falling into the dark. Jack quickly threw a rope and grabbed her hand. The black wolf ran forward and held the rope tightly with its teeth. Together, they pulled Sophia back to safety. Sophia's breathing was heavy. I was so scared. Jack placed a hand on her shoulder. Heroes get scared too, but they never give up. They continued deeper into the jungle until they reached a glowing blue river. In the middle of the river, there was a narrow stone path, but some of the stones were fake. As soon as Jack stepped on the wrong stone, giant fish monsters burst out of the water. Sophia panicked, but quickly looked at the map, and she realized only the star-shaped stones were safe. Jack, only step on the stars. The two quickly jumped across the correct stones. Fish monsters roared angrily and disappeared back into into the river. The jungle grew darker and colder. And then they finally saw the mysterious tower. It was ancient and glowing with blue light. As soon as they entered, the giant door slammed shut behind them. Inside the tower, there were glowing mirrors everywhere, and every mirror showed a different reflection of them. Then, suddenly, a terrifying voice echoed through the tower. Only the brave and pure-hearted can reach the moon crystal. Dark shadows began moving inside the mirrors. Sophie nervously stood close to Jack, but Jack pulled out the compass. The glowing arrow pointed toward a hidden staircase. The two slowly climbed the stairs and finally reached the top of the tower. There, a giant blue crystal floated in the air. But the moon crystal was cracking. And standing before it was a giant shadow monster with glowing red eyes. The monster roared loudly. "The crystal belongs to me now." Jack stepped forward bravely. "No, we won't let you destroy the jungle." The monster blasted dark smoke toward them, and Jack and Sophie were thrown backward. Suddenly, the black wolf roared powerfully. The silver chain around its neck began glowing brighter and brighter. And in a flash of magical light, the wolf transformed into a giant guardian beast. It attacked the shadow monster. While Sophie quickly studied the map, in the corner, a hidden message appeared. The moon crystal can only be healed by the light of a pure heart. Sophie finally understood. She walked toward the crystal and gently touched it. Closing her eyes, she whispered, "Please, save the jungle." Suddenly, the moon crystal exploded with brilliant blue light. The entire tower began shaking. The shadow monster screamed in pain and slowly disappeared into smoke. The crystal was finally restored, and blue light spread across the entire jungle. Outside the tower, the trees and flowers came back to life, and the shadow jungle became beautiful once again. The guardian wolf slowly transformed back into the normal black wolf. It looked lovingly at Jack and Sophie before disappearing into the forest. Then the glowing owl returned and gave Sophia a magical golden feather. Jack smiled proudly. "Looks like we're officially adventurers now." The two siblings laughed happily and returned home as heroes. After that night, the shadow jungle was never dark again, and the story of Jack and Sophie became a legend forever.